Hi, everyone. Welcome and thanks for joining us for another Make It Monday. I'm Laura and I'm here with Liz, who will be discussing how to make some pretty nifty felt drink markers. And
Hi.
whenever you're ready, Liz.
Yeah. So we are making these little drink markers. So they help you to know which glass is yours, or just if you want to do something kind of fun. So for these, we did have some materials kits that we handed out. And that is so weird. They look like they're the same color on my screen, but these are actually two different colors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so one's purple, one's blue. So we had materials kits, and if you registered, you were able to pick that up. We do have a couple of extras at both Main and North Side as of this morning, at least. So if you watch the video and you really love it and you want to run out and get one of the kits, that is great. Those should be available. I am going to show the idea for these came from one of our Creative Bug videos. So Creative Bug is a resource that we offer through the library. It has a ton of crafty kind of videos and classes. So for these drink markers, the Creative Bug class includes a download for the pattern, and then it's just a series of videos that shows you how to put them together. One thing that I did a little bit differently, and you'll notice this when the class starts. I'll hold this up, see if you can see. So the class, in the description for the class making these, she suggested using thread that that matched the fabric. I used thread that would show up because I liked the look of it. And then she also, for the decorations, she glued those on and I stitched them on because, again, I like the look of the stitching.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was just a little bit different. If you do decide you want to stitch your design elements on, I recommend doing that before you stitch the two pieces together. In the video, she stitches the two pieces together and then decorates because she's using glue. But if you're stitching, I would switch it up. So I am going to go ahead and start that video. And if you have any questions during any of this, just put them in the comments and we will answer them for you.
To begin making the drink marker, you're going to take one piece of felt in the color that you're using for the base of the drink marker. So in this case, I chose a color gray. And you're going to fold the felt piece in a quarter, enough to cover the template that you've created out of a heavyweight cardstock. I'm going to place it on the felt close to the edge so that you can conserve felt. And I'm going to hold it with my hand and take my pen and trace around the template like this, around the edges, and make sure that the pen is marking the felt. And once you have the outer edges, you're going to trace the inside marks, the inner circle, the vents, all four of them, like this. And then take away your template. And now you're going to take some common pins. And you want to secure the felt because you're going to cut where you traced. So take one pin and secure both layers of felt. And you're going to do this 4 times. So you need 4 pins. And this is the final pin. And now I'm going to take my scissors and cut out the template following the line that I made with my pen. Don't worry about being perfect. Felt is an extremely forgiving fabric, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to cut all around, following the pen marks that I made, cutting through both layers of felt. Okay, so now after cutting, you have to take out your pins. And now you have 2 of the templates cut onto felt. Now one of them's blank. This is going to be the bottom of the drink marker. So you're going to put this one aside for later. And now you're going to take the one that has the vents marked and the inner circle, and you're going to cut these out of the felt. So to cut the center, you're going to fold this in half and then take your scissors and you're going to take a snip in the center. But don't cut outside the circle. And then you're going to do the same thing again. So this kind of makes an X in the center of the drink marker. And now you're going to cut out the circle. Okay. Again, don't worry about it being perfect. Felt is very forgiving material. Okay, so there we have the center is cut out. Now I'm going to just cut along these vent lines. And the second one. And the last one. Okay, and here's the base of my drink marker. And this is the top of my drink marker. And this has the pen marks on it. So I'm going to flip it over because you can see them a little bit. And then I'm just going to place one on top of the other as best I can. Don't worry if it doesn't match perfectly. It's not a big deal. I'm going to pat it down. And now I'm going to take some common pins and I'm going to secure the 2 of them together. You can use as many as you need to make sure they're secure. Okay, it's pinned. You can put this aside until later. I'm going to make the embellishments now for my drink marker. You can make whatever embellishments that you like. In this case, I made little organic leaf shapes, but you can do whatever you want, whatever your imagination will take you. To make the little embellishments that I made, if you want to make them exactly like mine, which is totally fine, I'm going to take the contrast felt color, which in this case is this dark purple. I'm going to place it in the middle of the table. And I'm going to take, I made a little leaf template. So for this particular design, there's 4 large leaves and there's 8 small leaves. These are my templates. And I'm just going to cut like a little bit of the felt so I'm not using the whole thing like this. This will be easier to work this way. Take the big leaf. I'm not even pinning it down. I'm just cutting around it. The felt will kind of stick together. This doesn't have to be perfect by any means. Be creative. You can go back and fix it if you want. Felt is very forgiving, like I said. Okay, so this is the big piece. And you're going to make 4 of these. And then I'm going to take the small, this is the small leaf, my template. And I'm going to make 8 of these. And I'm going to cut the same exact way that I did for the big leaf. I'm cutting them one at a time. Because they're so small, it's easier to cut one at a time. And here is the small leaf. You're going to need 4 of the big leaf, 8 of the small leaf. But if you're going to make a set of 6, go ahead and cut as many as you need. And once you've cut all your pieces, then you're ready to assemble. I've got all my pieces cut. Here are the leaves, here's the drink marker, and I've pinned it. And now I'm ready to start sewing. In this case, you want to use thread that matches the base felt color. But for this example, I'm going to use a contrast color so that you can see my stitches easier. I'm doing a double strand of thread and it's knotted at the end. You can start stitching anywhere you like. And I'm going to insert the needle in between the 2 layers of felt. 1/4 of an inch from the cut edge. So I'm inserting the needle and I'm going to hide my knot in there, sandwich it between the 2 layers. And on top, I'm going to take a tiny little stitch like that. And I'm doing the running stitch. It's one of the most basic sewing stitches that you can do. And on top of the drink marker, I'm going to take a really tiny stitch so that it's invisible. And on the bottom, I'm going to take 1/4 of an inch stitch like this. Again, I'm doing the running stitch. A really tiny stitch at the top of the drink marker and 1/4 of an inch stitch at the bottom. All around the drink marker, you're going to be sewing 1/4 of an inch all the way around. And don't worry if your stitching is not perfect. You're going to add embellishments afterwards and you won't even see the stitching. I'm going to show you again. Take like a 1/16 of a stitch at the top and come up with your needle 1/4 of an inch from your last stitch. So the stitches are almost invisible. I'm going to continue stitching all around the outside of the edge of the drink marker until I reach my last stitch, and then I'm going to knot off the thread. And now I've reached my starting point, and I'm going to show you how to knot off the thread so that it's secure. So put your needle through the top layer only and hold the layers open, and you're going to take 1 stitch like this, and before the loop disappears, put your needle through the loop and pull. This is creating a knot, and you're going to repeat this step 3 more times to make sure the stitches are secure, because you don't want all your hard work to be undone. And here's the last one. Put your needle through the loop before it disappears. And now you're finished. You can cut your thread really close to the knot, just like that. Now I'm going to remove the pins from my drink marker, all of them. Now repeat this step for as many drink markers as you'd like to make, and then you're ready to assemble the embellishments onto your drink marker. I'm going to start assembling my pieces onto the drink marker. Felt glue is important to use. You don't want to use any other kind of glue. This one will make sure that it'll stay. And I'm going to add just a little bit of glue to the felt, the back of the felt pieces. Not too little, not too much. And I'm going to place the first piece onto the felt drink marker. Okay, don't worry if the glue comes out on the sides because it'll dry clear. I'm following my pattern with 1 large leaf in the center and 2 on the side. And the pattern doesn't have to be exact. If you don't like mine, you can do your own. I'm going to take the second small leaf, just a little bit of glue, not too much, and place it on the other side. And see, some of the glue has come out on the side. I'm not worried about that because it will dry clear. And then you're going to turn your drink marker and you're going to repeat this pattern 3 more times. Taking the large leaf, placing it in the center, and the 2 small on either side. You can use whatever color felt you'd like. You can do 2 colors of leaves or 3 colors, whichever you prefer. This is the fun part where you get to add whatever design that you like. And now I'm ready to place my last embellishment. Taking the big one and pressing the big leaf down taking the small leaf, putting it on the side, and the final leaf. Okay, I'm going to give it a good light press to make sure that all the leaves are down. Your drink marker is complete. And now you're going to repeat this step for as many drink markers you're going to make in your set. And when you're done making them, you want to make sure you let your drink markers dry for at least 24 hours so that you don't mess up your design. And here's a cocktail glass. You're going to insert it in the drink marker. That's where the vents come in handy. And now you have your fabulous drink marker ready to drink. Cheers. You can make other variations on the drink marker. You can do whatever your imagination will take you to. You can add little hearts. You can make it into a circle and add the leaf embellishments right on top of each other. You can add flowers. Somebody one time even made a pizza out of a drink marker. You can not add the base, and you'll just have the drink marker top that also goes around the base of the cocktail glass. You can use pinking shears and make a decorative edge with the felt, adding different layers. You can use different kinds of felt besides wool felt. This is acrylic felt. Really, the sky is the limit, and you can make whatever kind of drink marker you like and just have fun.
All right, so that's that. And one thing that I didn't think to mention before with mine, partly because it's hard to see the color variation on these. I should have picked colors that were further apart. So in the kits, there was enough felt for 2 markers that have a top and a bottom. As you saw in the variation, there is a variation where you just do the top. What I did with mine is I did blue. Oh, I guess you can kind of see it better this way. I did blue as the top of one and purple as the top of the other, just so that I could tell them apart. And I also decorated them differently. So there we have it.
Yeah.
Fun little craft.
Yeah. How can people, if they want to watch this video or see other classes, how can they do that?
Yeah, all of our videos are archived on the YouTube channel. But if you want to see other things that are from Creative Bug, you can go to our library website, crcpl.org, just Chillicothe Ross County Public Library. And Creative Bug is right there on the main page. You can log in with your library card and see their whole library of videos. They have so many fun things to do. And their videos are very easy to follow, in my experience.
That's what I noticed. Yeah, because I'm not a crafty person at all, but I feel like they explain it slow enough and well enough and with lots of details that even I could follow it. So I enjoy it.
And they definitely have videos that are tailored to a variety of skill levels too. So some of the videos, the ones that I typically pick for to share for our take and make craft are pretty basic. They don't require a high level of skill, but some of their videos do get into more advanced techniques. So for instance, last year, just before the pandemic, we did a cookie decorating class at the library, and we watched Creative Bug videos for a very basic cookie decorating technique, but then they also had options for more advanced cookie decorating techniques that I think some people were able to go and learn on their own.
Yeah, yeah. And I think if you like YouTube tutorials, but you don't like the ads, this is another way through your library. It's a good video series to watch.
That's true. All right. Well, I don't see any questions in the comments, but thank you for watching. And like I said, there are a couple of kits left at Main and at Northside.
Yep. Well, bye everyone. See you next time.
Bye.